Guys, it's Tommy here from Saleslucky.com, and today's video is about how honesty is really the best policy. So, throughout my journey of learning sales and learning, communication and influence, this is something that I had to struggle with when I was developing as a salesperson, because I had thought that sales was all about using these tactics, lying to get to the best result, making these like false promises. That's what we're shown in movies, right? But my experience when I sold to professional negotiators and professional buyers who dealt with salespeople all day long was that, first of all, these people could smell a sales tactic from a mile away. So your tactics, lies, manipulations, that stuff wasn't going to work on them. So what was left? After all that stuff, what I've realized were these timeless principles of influence and sales that just worked. And they weren't tactics, they were these principles, and one of which that I've kind of really just adopted as a way of being now is honesty is the best approach. And I'll give you an example. I wanted to, so there's this event coming up that I want to be a part of, that I wanted to volunteer for, and I just recently heard about it, and the founder opened up a couple spots for volunteers. And I knew he had a bunch of people lined up who wanted to volunteer, and I was going to hop on a call with him to see if I can get one of the spots. And the thing was that I found out about this fairly late, so I had already booked a different event that same weekend. And for a moment, I was like thinking, what should I say? How should I convey this to him? And I was like, I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to say what my situation is and convey that I really want to go and see if we can make this work. So I hopped on the phone. I said, hey, look, I really want to be a part of your event. I really recently just found out about it. Really want to be there. But the thing is, I signed up for this other event that I bought flights, hotel, and tickets for. I really do want to make it to your event, and that's for sure. Is it okay if I take 24 to 48 hours to kind of get this thing sorted out, see if I can get a refund for this thing, and confirm with you in about a day or so to if I can really come to your event. Again, I really want to be there. I just want to make sure this thing's wrapped up. And I think honesty is really the best way to approach these things. And the reason I think that's wise, because one, if you're being honest, if you're willing to share not only what's great about you, your product or service, but also things that might not be perfect, it builds trust. And you've heard many times that we've talked on this blog about how trust is absolutely essential in sales. It's absolutely essential in communication. And if you can think of the people that you listen to the most, that you take recommendations from, that you really, whose advice you really take to heart. I mean, who are these people? These are people that you trust, right? So trust is absolutely key. And by presenting not only the parts that seem perfect about us, but also the parts that don't seem perfect about a product, or whether it's, yourself that you're selling, quote unquote selling, those things build trust, okay? The other thing is that, I think why honesty is a great policy is because you don't ever have to think of all the little lies that you've told, that you're trying to keep up and juggle in the air. Because if you tell the truth, if you're open and transparent about what's really happening, you don't ever have to go back on your word, because the truth is the truth. And in its essence, the truth is always going to be the truth. It's not going to, it's not shape or morph into anything, because it's the truth, right? So you don't have to worry about going back on your word, which is absolutely, critical. So, I thought I would share that experience with you, and how just what I've learned throughout sales and communication. Sometimes it seems counterintuitive because of all these like different messages we've been fed through movies or TV shows of what salespeople look like. But really, I've found time and time again that over the long term, the best salespeople, the best business people are really, they have honesty as their approach. in the way that they do things. So I hope you guys found value out of this video, and we will talk soon. Bye.